Hello everybody, my name is Charlie and welcome back to my fourth video in my Photoshop session. In the fourth video I'll be talking about the quick selection tool. The agenda for video today will be I'll be introducing you guys to the tool. I'll talk about how to use the tool, and I will talk about the other tools in that tools unit. So they are from 2 or 3 tools in that tool. I'll explain it later. And finally, I am going to apply the tool to the example. And let's return with the old picture of my school soccer field. And so let's first look at the name and the shortcut for object selection tool. And so the object selection tool could be accessed by clicking W on the keyboard. For example, I'm having a move tool, W, there you have it. And so firstly is the object selection tool. The two other options you could have is quick selection tool and magic wand tool. So let's start with the quick selection tool. And so if you can see, there's a ball right here, and if I drag the rectangle, okay, so firstly there are two modes, either rectangle or lasso, but I'll show you the rectangle first. So if you drag the rectangle here, the Photoshop will trace down the edges of the color contrast of the ball and select it manually. So it is a really good tool for this. And so when you have this tool, you could select multiple things without using either the lasso tool or the marquee tool. It is really effective for your work. And so that is the rectangle mode. Now let's try lasso mode. So lasso is hand drawing, freehand drawing. So now you're going to draw the shape that you want. And so for example, if I want this ball, I'm just going to draw to the edges of the shape, and boom, Photoshop will automatically resize and tracks the edges and finally select the final decision. And Photoshop makes this easier, and it improves your Photoshop quality. So not by using freehand or using magnetic where the shadow could get into your way. You could just use this and select the shape of the ball easily. And so that's one tool. Let's talk about the second one in this unit, which is the quick selection tool. So quick selection tool is kind of similar to the object selection tool, but now so as you can see, there is 3 icons that looks a little bit similar, but you can see one without any signs on it, one with a plus sign and one with a minus sign. And this is the size you want it. For example, this is like a small circle you're going to select. So I want that to be about 20 or 20, yeah, anyone you want. You could also change the spacing or the hardness. So let's select the normal one first. And so if you can see this ball, I'm just going to click on it and it will automatically select the ball and the shadow. So that's the quick selection one. So let's see so as you can see, Photoshop illustrate the tool by dragging and selecting, and it will track the edges of the image. So Photoshop sees that this is the edges, the color contrast, the edges. So they select that one for you right away. And if you just want to select the ball alone, you could start using the minus sign right now and zooming in, and you will start to cancel out the shadow. But you can see that it broke right here because the size of the circle is kind of big, so you just want to reduce that a little bit and start plusing again. So click around the area you want, or even drag around the area you want to select, and there you have it. You could do that just in one tool. Just select many things you want, select anything you want, select any layer you want, just by one tool, and Photoshop makes it so easy to select things like this. You could even add more. For example, I already have a layer of this ball. I want the shadow, so I'll start clicking plus on it like that, dragging it like that, and if I got something like the grass which I don't want, I'll start click on the minus sign again, zoom it in, and start to click on it to cancel the edges that you don't want, like that. And try to reduce the size for best quality, for the best edges you want it, and like that. Click on it, and there you have a kind of good picture or layer you want to select. And that is how you process these tools right here. And the final one is the magic wand tool. So let's Control D, deselect that, and I think the magic tool, what will the magic tool do? Select similarly colored image areas. Similarly colored areas. So as you can see here, there is a difference in color. So there's a difference in color. So this is like a little bit light yellow, and this is a little bit orange. So Photoshop sees that and select that area only, which is not the thing you want. But if you want to select the grass like that, or things that looks really similar by color, like this line right here, you could use that way, and you could start, yeah. So the magic wand is a good tool, but only for color contrast. But if you want to select a specific layer, then you use the first tool and the second tool. And that is all for the selection tool. Remember, you could have a shortcut by clicking W on your keyboard. And that's the end of my session for today. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time.